the woman who made it all happen. Shout out to my girl. She's also my boss, so I hope I did a good job for her today. Shamara, for putting together the Mbrace Summit. It's been such a good time interviewing all these people who have a lot of connections in the industry. So how does it feel now that it's a wrap?
It's a relief. I'm excited that it's a success. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of sleepless nights. And to see your fruit, to labor and see the fruit, it's a good feeling. So I'm excited that you had a good time.
Indeed.
All my speakers had a great time, and they're all pouring back into me saying how great this was. So I'm looking forward to what's ahead.
Because it's your baby. And something that I've learned at the summit, you know, talking to all the speakers that spoke, is that you have to create your own, because it's something that you can leave behind for your kids and your legacy on this earth. So what was the thought process behind starting the Mbrace Summit?
So it was just the initial thought process of starting Shamara Entertainment. That is my business. And it was always just to mentor, right? And to educate and to teach. And some of my story is when I first started working at Hot 97, the question was, how did you get into Hot 97? How did you get into Hot 97? And it seems so far for everyone, but that was my goal, to be like, if it could happen for little old me back here in Central Jersey, it could happen for little old you too. Now, how you make it happen is your business, right? The work you choose to put in, the hustle you tend to do. I've had to go to New York, which is an hour from here. I had a child, I had an apartment, I had a car, and making $500 every 2 weeks. But I knew what I wanted. And so I toiled and I worked hard for it, and support of family. You hear them saying my family is here today. The support of family is also very important. So that was the goal behind Shamara Entertainment. As for the summit, it was, again, things are so far and out of reach. Everything is in New York City. Everything you got to pay so far to go. And, you know, it's not realistic for people who can't afford it, but want to be able to be exposed to these information, right? And yes, it's good because you could go on social and you could Google it and you could get these, you know, motivational speech and all of that stuff. But when it's right in front of you, when you could touch it, when you can give the person a hug that inspire you, it makes a difference. And so that's what my hope and dream is, to continue with this Mbrace Summit.
You know, I took away so many gems from the Mbrace Summit, and I definitely think it's a place for everybody to be at next year. But really, you need to be here if you are a woman of color in this industry, because there's a lot of connections to be made. Yes. Like, you had Wendy, the casting director that casted Notorious B.I.G. for the movie Notorious.
Yes.
She also did, you know, music videos for Snoop Dogg, just so many legends. And she's an acting coach. I want to be an actor. So she gave me so much knowledge, and I'm going to set up a Zoom class with her.
That's the thing, right? With Zoom now, she's accessible from being across the country. Yep.
And imagine you could have just met her here today and exchange that information. It's harder to me online and like trying to make these phone calls. It's better to make connections in person, because then that woman or that man remembers you.
Yes.
And you also had a very important person in radio here today, Mr. Skip.
Yes.
So overall, just be here next year, because the Mbrace Summit, is the place to be in New Jersey. And shout out to you, Shamara, for wanting to help individuals in the entertainment industry and just in all the industries, because everything that I learned today, even if I was a nurse, a banker, I could take that information and flourish.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main top points as well, is not everyone's from entertainment, so how can I make it for everyone, right? And I think anything you can take from today is that it's accessible in whatever it is you're doing. It's accessible in your personal life. It's accessible in your business life. And I hope that everyone who was in attendance take it, they implement it, and they use it to make, we can only be better, right? We can only grow and aim to be better. And that's the game plan for today. And I think it was pretty successful.
Same time next year?
Same time next year, okay? And I think it all panned out, because we were scheduled initially for August of last year. And, you know, I had to pivot, and I was like, asked her about March, and it was one of my girls was like, that's Women's History Month, so it's perfect,
Women's History
right?
Month.
So I'm like, God aligned it all, and it happened how it's supposed to happen, and I'm trusting the process. And yes, next year, same time, but we'll figure out location. Okay.
Yes, and I hope you have me back doing interviews. I had such a good time doing this. I want to be that. Please don't hire anybody else.
Let me make this clear. Everybody was like, "Oh, Shamara, you did it up," and I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." I'm in my head. I'm like, "Thanks, for making me look good." Yeah, I got an interview room, y'all. But no, when you called me, I thought it was a really great idea because someone was like, "Oh, do you have media coming?" I was like, "No." And you just saved the day without even knowing you were saving the day, right?
You.
So I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful for you. And in our little time knowing each other, I think you've respected me. I've respected you in your space. You've respected me in my space. And I'm here to support you any way I can. And I thank you for not knowing me, but still opting to support me and getting on this journey with me.
Yes, Black girls got to stick together.
Yes.
And we gonna go to the top.
We gonna go to the top, baby. We gonna go to the top.
Shout out to Shamara. Now, where can they follow you at? Where can they follow your business at?
My business is Mara Entertainment _ on Instagram.
Make sure you follow my girl. Make sure you are here next year. Tell the camera right there why they need to be at the Mbrace Summit 2026.
2026 is, as we're evolving into the unknown, right? Based on where we are today, so many things are shifting. It's always good to have a solace. This is what I'm creating for you. A space that's safe, a space that you can be your true, authentic self, a space where you can meet people you never had the opportunity of meeting. And that is to also uplift you as I'm trying to embrace you while embracing excellence.
Yes. Thank you so much, Shamara.
Thank you,
I better be an interviewer next year.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was amazing.